Revelation chapter 13:8 says, "And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world." Very important scripture, because this tells us that this prophecy of Jesus, this story of Jesus, this idea of his salvation plan, this was the same plan God had from the very beginning of the foundation of the world. Before Adam even was there, the foundation of the world would mean before Adam was even on the earth, before he even sinned, the Lamb he was considered slain. Here's supposed to represent that seven-headed beast again with the 10 horns. I have this picture here because it's interesting. You got some people are asking, like, okay, so if all this is going to happen, how does America fit into this? And we're going to get into this. But I love this picture because I see here this wonderful capital in between the dragon and the beast. And I think what makes this capital so wonderful, this is the greatest capital on earth that money can buy. Did you get it? So if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is patience and faith of the saints. I believe what this is referring to is that there is a balance. We've talked about this before. There's a balance. When you do something, it will be done back to you in some way, shape, or form. What you dish out is coming back to you. I think it's what it's encouraging the saints with is whatever you're putting up with during this tribulation period. Of course, it's not speaking to us because we're going to be gone. But the people that are here during tribulation, whatever you're putting up with, there's a reward commensurate with what you're putting up with. But looking at this beast again, here's another artist representation. I don't care how they draw it. I don't want to be here. How many want to be here? Literally, I don't want to be here for this. I imagine this beast the same way, but I know it represents kingdoms. But you have to stand back and say, who is like the beast and who can fight against him? Those beasts in Daniel's time, we had the lion, we had the bear, we had the four-headed leopard, we had the unidentified one with the 10 horns. Those were real kingdoms, and those were real beasts, and they were terrible kingdoms to live in. But this is like all of them rolled into one. Can you imagine? I can't even imagine being here during that time. And don't fool yourself. It's not only this one kingdom coming up. This is a world. It ends up being a world kingdom. The Antichrist will be over the entire world. Here we got the false prophet. We're ending with this. "And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb. He spoke like a dragon." We're still in Revelation 13. "He exercised all the power of the first beast before him, causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He doeth great wonders, so that he makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, deceives them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live." They call this guy the false prophet. Revelation calls him the false prophet. Okay, this beast here that looks like a lamb, but he has 2 horns like a lamb, but he speaks like the dragon. "And he had power to give life to the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in the forehead. And no man might buy or sell, save he that hath a mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of the name. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 666. Obviously, we have some more to cover about the Antichrist and the false prophet, right? We can't get to it tonight. But I did bring this up. Historically, remember when the Pope first came into power, we said the Pope equates to this final false prophet. And I wanted to draw your attention back to make a connection there. And also, remember at that time, it's roughly about the same time the Pope comes into power, so does Muhammad. So you've got it from the right end and on the left end. And listen to the scripture. And I beheld another beast came up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Every commentator says that this next beast is some type of religious beast, some type of false prophet. It's interesting, he's got 2 horns on his head, and I believe these are the 2 horns. We've read this before about the whore that will finally ride on the 7-headed beast. Says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of wrath of her fornication. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. The merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. We've covered that before. We're not going to get into that now. That's come from Revelation chapter 18, verse 3 and 4. Here is another picture of this false prophet, or this second beast that rises up in Revelation 18. You see the 2 horns, and I've got them identified. One is Catholicism, and one is Islam. Those are what I believe are the main horns on this beast. The 2 religions are going to be united together. It's almost unbelievable that someone could do this, that someone could succeed in doing this. I'm telling you, it's being done. And it's being done by this guy here. And you can go on, you can do your own study, your own research, but this is happening right now in our time. Here we have an actual headline from a newspaper. It says, Pope Francis declares that Christians and Muslims are brothers and sisters. No, they're not. Your brothers and sisters are in the Christian church. You don't have brothers and sisters out there. They're not in the family. In order to be in the family of God, you have to come through Christ, right? Here's another one. This guy's the very famous pastor that wrote that, what was that famous book? The Purpose-Driven Life. Very famous. Look at this. They call the word Chrislam, Christianity and Islam. Chrislam's Rick Warren, his name's Rick Warren, partnering with Moss to teach that God and Allah are the same. Just because somebody has a prestigious title and name and recognition in the church doesn't mean you can trust them. Here's another one. Pope Francis